Big Rube.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow. Finish your point on Tim Tebow. What are you seeing with regards to on the field with this guy, with the New York Jets?
Well, they need a running back because Sean Green ain't doing nothing. LaDainian Tomlinson is a free agent. You know, you keep hearing the Wildcat, blase, blah. You know, honestly, I would not be shocked if they trade this dude to Jacksonville next week, right before the draft. I wouldn't be shocked whatsoever.
So you think that the Jets would go through all of this, having to send draft picks, work through the kinks in the contract language, paying them money that paying Denver back the money they had already paid him, the single one-man press conference, all of that, just to turn around and send him to Jacksonville? You think that's a possibility?
Second round pick could do that for you.
Wow.
They got a second round? I thought it was like a fifth or something.
Well, the Jets sent out.
The Jacksonville Jaguars, whose owner has gone on record to state that he wants Tim Tebow, why not send a second round pick for him?
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's possible, but I think
it's not probable. It's just possible.
Yeah, it's possible, but I think Tim Tebow is in New York to stay. And like I was saying before Karen called us up, he annoys the hell out of me. I'll be honest with you. The things that people like about him annoy the hell out of me. I'm so excited to be here, and Mark Sanchez is so excited for me to be. No, he's not. Mark Sanchez is not excited for you to come to town and try to take his job. We're talking about a guy who went to the AFC Championship 2 years in a row, largely on the backs of the defense, just like Tim Tebow, largely on the back of the defense, went to win one playoff game last year with Denver. Mark Sanchez, going into his fourth year, his year of maturity in the NFL, now has to give up a bunch of slaps to a gimmicky quarterback. A great athlete, a great football player, a horrible quarterback. You got your man Rex Ryan calling Banks. He's talking about giving Tim Tebow up to 20
plays. Yeah, I saw that. 20
He's crazy. A game.
He's crazy.
I mean, he's out of his mind.
That's really demeaning to Mark Sanchez. That means you're gonna get this guy 20 snaps. That's like a quarter of the game right there. So you're gonna take him off the field. He just signed a brand new $5 million, 5-year contract, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, what are you saying to this man? Really?
If I'm Mark Sanchez, I'm getting paid.
Well, see, the funny thing I do like about Tebow said, well, how are you going to deal with his cursing and all that? I really like that about the guy. Really? You like that about the guy? I don't know. I do too. But the thing is, he's hyping you up, and publicity is there. New York is a big public capital. They love it. I mean, come on. They're going to do what they can to get in.
You know, will Tebow fit? I mean, you could make him fit.
You can make him fit, but it's going to be the Wildcat.
You know, if I'm Mark Sanchez, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, let's see, I'm getting X million dollars a year to play 3/4 of a game. Wow, I might be the last in the league till I'm like 37.
Yeah, but I understand that. On certain levels, get that money. I get it. But you got to assume that the franchise quarterback of any team is going to want to be the reason why that team is successful. And I don't want to think, if I'm a New York Jets fan, I don't want to think that the guy that we just signed to a long-term contract before Tebow Mania, hit Manhattan Island, that this is the same guy who's going to say, just give me my money, I'm good. I just can't imagine that Mark Sanchez would be that guy. I can't imagine that Eli Manning would be that guy. I can't imagine Tony Romo, Aaron Rodgers. I can't imagine that Cam Newton, Phillip Rivers, you know what I'm saying, Ben Roethlisberger. There's certain guys, Big Rube, that you can't imagine them saying, just pay me and I'm good.
Yeah, but you know what? Why? I mean, if I'm New York, you have options now. You can keep Tim Tebow, and you can trade Mark Sanchez.
All right, let me just stop you there because I need to unload. Because y'all killing me right now. Y'all not stating the obvious. This man, Mark Sanchez, went to the AFC Championship game as a rookie and again as a sophomore, and he took a team that offensively had very clear deficiencies to an 8-8 season, okay, in his third season.
Yeah.
This year, his 4th year, is supposed to be his breakout year.
Right.
And they acknowledged it by signing him to a long-term contract. And the New York Jets go out and they sign for a gimmicky, or they make a trade for a gimmicky quarterback. What is wrong with you people? What the hell are y'all looking at? Tim Tebow is terrible. Why don't anybody understand this? You were sitting here smiling at me, watching me get fired up, and you are not acknowledging it. You a football fan. You can't tell me that Tim Tebow ain't terrible, man.
You should see his vein popping up on the
What's
side of
wrong with
his
you,
head.
man?
I've been saying that from the beginning.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you
even
just said a minute ago that they're going to trade Mark Sanchez. What are you doing?
because it's a Jets.
The Jets are terrible.
The Jets and the Mets are terrible.
The Jets, the Mets, and the Knicks are the worst franchises in New York, the most dysfunctional teams. Trust me, I'm a Knicks fan. I know I got a Knicks hat and a Knicks shirt on right now. I love them, but they dysfunctional. The Knicks are like having that crackhead cousin who you know can do right, but they stay on crack.
Exactly.
They fall off the wagon all the time. They make you think they're going to do right, but then they don't do right. So trust me, I know about dysfunction.
Yeah.
So as a Jets fan, which I'm not, but if I'm a real Jets fan, I cannot be happy that they just traded for Tim Tebow. If you already had a guy in your, that's taking snaps from under center, that was already fragile, who was already the butt of a whole lot of BS in the locker room, do you really think that it's productive to bring in the most popular, overrated player in the National Football League?
I think they got to trade him.
Serious? They're not going to.
Why don't you think they're going to
Why
trade
you
him?
getting your pressure up, man? Calm down. Calm down.
Explain to
Because,
me.
man, this is
Hold on,
real
hold
to me,
on.
man. Seriously.
Hold on.
This is serious to me
What
right
makes you
now.
think they're not going to trade
They're
him?
not.
They just traded for Tim Tebow. What makes you think they wouldn't trade Mark Sanchez?
Because I have to believe that people who spent their lives around football, somebody like Tannenbaum, somebody like Rex Ryan, Woody Johnson, who's the owner of the team, these smart people have to be smart enough to know that you are not going to build a New York football franchise around a guy who averages 45% passing percentage and a 70% QB rating. Come on, man.
But they traded for him.
They traded for him so they could put some asses in the seats.
So you mean
That's it.
to fill
That's
a
it.
52-man roster? They wasted a 52-man roster spot.
They wasted three. What they gave? What three
They
picks?
gave
Right?
away 3 picks and 2 picks and sent money.
So
go in
you
and
sit here, you telling me that you don't think they wouldn't trade Sanchez?
I don't think they're going to trade
You're
Sanchez.
fooling
They're
yourself.
not- Who's going to take that contract, Ruben?
Who's going to take that contract?
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
They're not
Washington.
Gonna they're not going to take Mark.
Washington. You know what? Washington would have, except for we trade to get number 2 pick
So
to
they
get one of the
get
2 best
RG3.
quarterbacks. So that's not going to happen.
You're going to start fresh. You want to get RG3. You want to start fresh. So you're not going to trade. If
Either
you
that or
want-
luck. Either one's going to be fine
All
with
right,
us.
but listen. If you're the Jacksonville Jaguars and you had an opportunity to step up to the plate and give Denver more,
But they
to
didn't,
get-
obviously.
It didn't. Of course they did. But if you had an opportunity to give more to get Tim Tebow, you think you're going to trade for Mark Sanchez now? Jacksonville?
Why wouldn't it? They got money.
They got money, but I mean,
They got that salary cap is like nothing.
Okay.
You can't tell me 5 players who plays for Jacksonville.
Yes, I
No,
can.
yeah, I can't.
Garrod.
Garrod doesn't play for
No,
him. He plays
he
for Miami
left.
now.
He just got.
He-
He went to
but you
Miami.
said play.
No, plays.
Plays. I didn't hear the plays.
Yeah, because you're deaf.
You know what?
So-
MJD. Okay.
Okay, that's one.
I'll give you Blaine Gabbert. That's
Blaine.
2.
Okay.
You mean
Maybe I
Blaine
might
Gabbert,
only know
the future,
2.
the future backup quarterback. in the
Exactly.
NFL?
Exactly.
I only know 2.
Exactly. Exactly. So why wouldn't you trade for Sanchez? You couldn't get one person. You know what? Just like, wow, we can get paid off Tebow if we could trade Sanchez's big ass contract to somebody else, and we'll have money for days next year. You know what? You're right. You can't see it, but see, I can see it, and that's why New York sports, except for the Yankees, is jacked up.
It's
Oh,
I mean,
he
it's
said
not-
New York
no,
sports.
No, it's true.
New York sports,
It's true.
other than the Yankees,
That includes
is
the
jacked
Giants.
up.
Yeah, other than
Giants in New Jersey.
Yeah, the other, no, well, no. No.
You say what you want. The Giants are in New Jersey.
Yeah,
Whatever.
They play in New Jersey. Okay.
Whatever.
Whatever. Other than the Yankees and the Giants, I absolutely agree with you.
The Rangers?
The Metro. Yeah, the Rangers are owned by the same people that own the Knicks. I mean,
Exactly.
Real talk. I mean, it's the pure total dysfunction that I agree on. Other than
I
the
mean,
fact
how
that
many
New
contracts
Jersey
did the Knicks have to weather through to even have money last year?
All right, well, we're not gonna get into the
But I'm
Knicks.
just saying.
We're gonna save the Knicks for the next
But
segment.
I'm just saying,
We
you
gonna-
sitting here saying that. Well, I don't think that's
But
going to happen.
We talking about the Jets. We ain't talking about the Knicks.
I mean, it's all in the same
Stay on
game.
topic, man. It ain't the same game. We
All
talking-
the same
we talking about
game.
football and basketball, man. What's wrong with you, man? Keep up.
It's all in the same game.
Keep up.
They just
man.
traded for a quarterback who's terrible.
National Football
They
League.
gave 3 picks away
This
for a
segment-
quarterback
They
who's
gave 2
terrible.
picks away.
And
The
money
National
and $5
Football
million for a dude who's terrible, who's 73%.
Hey, I'm gonna make
rate.
a lot of people real mad. He beat the Steelers last year.
Wow, Jay Grizzly Green. I hope you listening.
And
Ain't
he
no
just
ass
beat the
stepping.
Steelers.
Ain't no ass stepping with Marcus Jay. We're gonna leave it there because obviously the Tim Tebow thing will fire you up, and we can sit here and go on and on and on and on about that.
Yeah.
Anytime. Before I end the segment, I'm gonna tell you one thing. The New York Football Giants schedule just came out today, and we open up the season. We open up our Super Bowl defense season in the Meadowlands
Oh, gosh.
against the Dallas Cowboys. Carlton Banks. You
Time
ready?
for it's on.
You
On
ready?
and popping.
You ready?
Oh, and that's Family Day with us
Hold on,
too.
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't.
You ready?
don't
Oh, that's
do that.
Family Day for us.
Well,
do that.
you know, it is what it is. We gonna live it there. Big Rube doesn't want to hear us get
No,
into
we're
it.
talking about other stuff. I forgot.
Yeah, well,
Oh, well,
throw it out there
save
real
it.
quick. Throw it out there real quick. It's NFL. Throw it out real quick.
Yeah.
we got 30
Peyton-
seconds.
Peyton sitting here, appealing a year suspension. You kidding me? Do the crime, do the time.
Yeah.
Seriously. And big up to the Redskins and the Dallas Cowboys for fighting this stupid fine that how you get penalized for going over the salary cap. We don't want no salary cap. That's a bunch of crap.
Yeah, but
and I'm glad they fighting
Yeah,
it.
but they tried to circumvent it by front loading those contracts because they knew
That there was no salary cap.
There was no salary cap for that year, but they knew that those contracts would have
Exactly.
salary cap repercussions in future years.
Correct.
So they front loaded those contracts
Correct.
for the non-salary cap year, which
Correct.
is basically trying to get around the system.
But everybody
That-
did that.
But that's the reason why.
That's
they got
why
in
we're
trouble.
smarter than everybody else.
And that's why
And I'm not talking
got
about
fined.
Jerry
That's why
Jones.
he got fined.
And they're gonna fight it and they're gonna win.
And that's why they got fined. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. We're gonna leave it there. Very spirited segment. I don't think we got that wild in quite a long time, but that's cool. We're gonna leave it
it's a
there.
football
We're
season.
gonna go on to the National Basketball Association. We're gonna talk about what's going on with the bench in Los Angeles and what's going on with the locker room in New York. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. We back in a minute.